What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a laptop that promises a big screen and a small price tag. This is the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Gen 10 16-inch. In a world of premium ultrabooks and flashy gaming rigs, where does a simple, budget-friendly machine like this fit in? Is it the perfect no-frills laptop for students and everyday users? Or are there too many compromises to make it a worthwhile purchase? We're going to answer all of that today, so let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the design. The IdeaPad Slim 3i comes in two different colours, lunar grey and cosmic blue. It has a clean, minimalistic look that won't turn any heads, but it's not ugly either. It has an aluminium top and bottom plastic build, which is expected at this price point. It's military standard 810H tested to survive harsh conditions. While it feels solid enough for daily use, you will notice some flex on the keyboard deck and the lid. It's also fairly thin and light for a 16-inch laptop, coming in at around 1.71 kilograms or 3.77 pounds. It's not the most portable machine out there, but you can definitely carry it around in a backpack without too much trouble. One minor gripe is that the single hinge is a little stiff for one-handed open, but on the other hand the lid wobbles with any light contact. There's rubber feet underneath the chassis to let cold air in the bottom vent to cool the components. To remove the bottom cover, unscrew the 7 Torx screws and pry open the bottom cover to reveal the internals. There's one memory slot available for up to 16GB of DDR5 4800. The second memory module is taken up by 8GB soldered on memory. Therefore, the maximum memory on the Slim 3i is 24GB. There are two M.2 2242 PCIe 4x4 slots available for storage upgrades. Unfortunately, you cannot use the longer 2280 M.2 memory modules. The 50Wh battery is removable along with the wireless card. Now, let's talk about this big 16-inch display. It's a WUXGA or 1920 by 1200 IPS panel with a 16:10 aspect ratio. That taller aspect ratio is great for productivity tasks like writing or browsing the web, as it gives you more vertical screen real estate. There's also an optional 2.8K OLED display with 100% DCI P3 color accuracy, which is a nice surprise for a budget laptop. The rest of the screen spec consists of a 300 nits 60Hz, 45% NTSC matte, low blue light display panel. The screen itself is fine. It gets bright enough for indoor use, but you'll struggle to see it in direct sunlight. The colours are also a bit washed out with only about 60% sRGB coverage. This is definitely not a screen for creative professionals who need accurate colours for photo or video editing, but for watching YouTube videos, browsing social media and writing documents, it's perfectly adequate. Plus, it's TUV certified for low blue light, which should help reduce eye strain during long study or work sessions. On the left we have a round DC port, a USB 3.2 Type A Gen 1 5 gigabits per second, one HDMI 1.4, one USB 3.2 Type C Gen 1 5 gigabits per second with DisplayPort 1.2 and Power Delivery 3.0, and a headphone microphone combo jack. On the right we have one USB Type A 3.2 Gen 1 5 gigabits per second port, an SD card reader, a power button and a 1-key recovery pinhole. Inside is a Realtek RTL 8852BE Wi-Fi 6 2x2AX and Bluetooth 5.3 M.2 combo card. Wi-Fi connectivity was strong and reliable, connected to a Wi-Fi 6 access point. Bluetooth was ultra reliable, connected to an external mouse or speaker. Moving on to the keyboard and touchpad. The keyboard feels okay to type on, with a decent amount of key travel at 1.3mm. Some might find the keys a bit springy with average tactile feedback. However, Lenovo have squeezed in a useful number pad, which makes the main keyboard feel a bit cramped and off-center. This might take some getting used to. The Mylar surface-coated touchpad is also a bit on the small side for a 16-inch laptop, and its placement is far to the left, which can be a little awkward. I found my palm accidentally touching it while typing from time to time. The touchpad is smooth to glide your fingers over. The clicks on the integrated mouse buttons are also a bit loud and cheap sounding. Stick to a decent Bluetooth mouse instead. The Slim 3i has two downward firing stereo 2-watt speakers optimized with Dolby Audio. The speakers are where it shows its budget laptop badge. While functional for basic tasks, it falls short of providing an immersive or high fidelity listening experience, sounding tinny and lacking bass. The audio is flat with a noticeable absence of the lower frequencies that provide richness and depth to sound. Here are some audio samples. The webcam is a 1080p IR hybrid with dual microphones. Video quality is average as expected in this class of laptop. There's a degree of visual noise and a lack of vibrancy in the image. It's suitable for basic video calls and online meetings, but it falls short of providing a high-quality video conferencing experience. The IR sensor is very responsive for Windows Hello authentication, but also rapid in detecting movement when the Slim 3i is in sleep mode to conserve battery life. This review model has an Intel Core 5 210H based on the Raptor Lake H series with Alder Lake architecture. It has 8 cores consisting of 4 P cores and 4 E cores and 12 threads. The P cores have a clock frequency from 2.2 GHz to 4.8 GHz. E cores have a base clock of 1.6 to 3.6 GHz. The 210H has a TDP rating of 45 watts, along with 16 GB of DDR5 4800 memory and a 1TB SSD M.2 2242 PCIe Gen 4 QLC storage drive. How does it perform? For everyday tasks like browsing the web with a bunch of tabs open, watching videos and using Microsoft Office, it's perfectly fine, but don't expect to be doing any serious gaming or video editing on this machine. The integrated Intel graphics can handle some very light gaming at low settings, but that's about it. This is a machine for productivity and media consumption, not for high performance tasks. For a benchmark test, we set the best performance mode in Windows and plug the laptop into the mainstream testing. With the Cinebench 2024 single CPU test, the 210H is in the middle of the pack, whereas with the Geekbench single core test, it's towards the bottom. In multi-core benchmark results with Cinebench and Geekbench testing, the results are very poor, falling towards the bottom of the pile in each test. 3D Mark Night Raid and TimeSpy show that the Intel UHD Graphics Xe G4 iGPU is the bottom of the iGPUs tested. The same can be said with the 3D Mark Still Nomad test, bottom overall in a non-ray trace game-like workload. Finally, with PC Mark 10, the 210H and Intel UHD Graphics Xe G4 iGPU performs poorly at the bottom of the pile. Here's a list of the benchmarking results for reference. The Intel Core 5 210H is almost equal to the i5 13420H and the AMD Ryzen 7 7735H in general benchmarking results. It beats the much older AMD Ryzen 7 6800HS processor. Running PC Mark 10 balanced battery mode, fan noise ranges from a low of 37.5 decibels to a constant 47 decibels. Temperature at the center of the keyboard deck is 32 Celsius. The top vents are 33 Celsius, cooled to the touch. Running Blender best performance mains, fan noise is 44 decibels. Temperatures are 35 Celsius at the center of the keyboard and 36 Celsius at the top vents. Running video playback balance mode on battery, 31.3 decibels low humming from the fan, 33 Celsius from the center of the keyboard deck and 34 Celsius from the top vents. Lenovo have a function and Q smart power feature to control the fan speed with 3 modes: battery saving, intelligent cooling and extreme performance. The integrated graphics is an Intel UHD Graphics Xe G4 with 48 EUs. The iGPU was launched back in August 2020, clocked at up to 1.45 GHz. Power consumption is up to 28 watts. General benchmarks put the iGPU on par with the Radeon RX Vega 5 iGPU and way behind the Intel Iris Plus Graphics G7. The Xe G4 is going to really struggle with most gaming titles, even at low settings and several years old. It's only good for a spot of solitaire at best. Here are some gaming samples. Inside the Slim 3i is a 3-cell lithium-ion 50 Wh battery. On balance mode 40% brightness, constant 1080p video playback. Battery life was a poor 3.5 hours. On balance mode 40% brightness running PC Mark 10 extended like a power user. Battery life was strangely a tad better at 3.7 hours. The Slim 3i is not one to travel away from a main connection for long. The Slim 3i comes with a 65 watt AC adapter. Rapid charge boost is available, 15 minutes for 2 hours of additional battery life. The ideal IdeaPad Slim 3i has a few security tools to keep your privacy and data secure. There's no fingerprint reader, but there's a webcam privacy shutter for starters. Windows Hello with IR sensor. The Windows Hello authentication is rapid and reliable. There's a TPM 2.0 security encryption chip, but no nano security slot. The Slim 3i is aimed at light users, students on a budget, and retired people who want a value-for-money large-screen laptop. The good, the bad, and the really bad. Cool running. The Intel Core 5 210H CPU runs relatively cool and keeps temperatures down even when taxed. Inexpensive. The Slim 3i is not that expensive if you shop around. Great if you have a tight budget for a 16-inch general use laptop. I managed to grab one for £456 or $616 before taxes on Lenovo's UK store. OK performance. The 210H processor will be perfectly fine for the type of user using this laptop. General Office apps, web tabs open, and checking emails or WhatsApp messages. Expandable RAM. The Slim 3i has one SODIMM memory slot for up to 16GB of RAM, useful when Windows 12 comes out next year and needs more memory. 2242 only. The Slim 3i only supports the shorter M.2 2242 SSDs. It's not a deal breaker, especially at this price point, but with the large chassis, Lenovo could have easily accommodated the longer 2280 NVMe storage sticks. Poor audio. The dual speakers are disappointing and show up the budget price tag. Stick to using a Bluetooth headphone or external speaker instead. Dull display. Another sign of cost cutting on the 3i is the dull display and limited sRGB reproduction. Not a laptop to do any photo or video editing work. If you watch on the laptop a lot, find a model with a better OLED display instead. Poor battery life. Disappointing battery life results from the Slim 3i. Less than half a day's work before needing to plug into the mains. Definitely not one to take on long journeys away from a power source. Poor iGPU. The Intel UHD Graphics Xe G4 iGPU sucks in the graphical department. Stick to typical PC processes like web browsing, social media, and resource-light work. Gaming is poor even with old titles. If you are in the market for a budget-friendly 16-inch laptop, what other laptops would you be looking at? In no particular order, here's some to consider. Huawei MateBook D16 2024, Asus VivoBook 16 X1605. Acer Aspire 15, A15 51M, MSI Modern 15 B7M 437 UK, Dell 16 Plus DB 16250. So, what's the verdict on the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Gen 10 16-inch? Well, it's a budget laptop and it feels like one. It has a big screen, a decent keyboard for the price, and a good selection of ports, but it's held back by its mediocre battery life, washed-out display, and cheap-feeling trackpad. So, who is this laptop for? If you're a student or a casual user on a tight budget who needs a large screen for productivity and media consumption, and you don't mind being tethered to a power outlet, then the IdeaPad Slim 3i is worth considering, especially if you can find it on sale. But if you need a laptop with good battery life, a color-accurate display, or more premium feel, you'll need to spend a bit more money. That's it for my review of the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Gen 10 16-inch. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tech reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.